When you get into the property that you're going to be doing the Matterport scan from, make sure you go around and turn on all the lights and open up all the windows. So for example, in this property here, I've got the main lights here, side lamps on here, as many lights on as possible, and definitely bedside lamps here. The only stipulation I would say with bedside lamps is if one isn't working, have them both off. But otherwise, the more lights on, the better. Same with the kitchen. When you get a kitchen, turn on obviously all the main lights. If you've got any under lights, any above lights, any cooker hood lights as well, definitely good to place them on. Also, make sure that televisions are off whenever you're doing the scan, because that can confuse the scan. And then you need to make sure that you've got all the doors open, so that you can get the Matterport scan to go all the way through the property without having to open doors. Again, one of the most important things is make sure toilet seats are down and that you tidy up the area that you're going to be shooting. Same here in this example, again, bedside lamps on, and here it's just wardrobe there and there. I might, in this example, have this wardrobe open so people can see the depth there. And this one, also quite handy to have open, so I'll keep that door open for the scan as well. And the last thing, so before you start, is make sure you just tidy up anything that you think needs to be tidied up. So if there's too many toasters or cutlery or any sort of mess in the property, best to just tidy that up. Make sure that the chairs are all straight and that it's effectively show home ready. Then we'll get onto the computer. So take your Matterport camera or your Ricoh Theta camera, turn it on, and you may be needing to use both Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth to connect to your iPad. With your camera, attach it to the tripod. Tripod height, as you can see, is around about chest height for making sure you get the best view from the scans. Then on the iPad, connect via the Matterport software. Make sure that your Wi-Fi and your mobile connection is on, and then click, as we can see here, start a new one. It will figure out the address for you before you even need to type anything in. If it's the correct address, that's fine. Just go save and you can start. And as you can see, my iPad has connected with Theta Z, so it is connected. And if I take a scan just now, that's it taking a scan. We won't use this one because I'm obviously in the scan, and what comes up on the screen is, it takes a little while, so be prepared for each one of these. Give it a minute. And there, that's it, brought up its first scan. If you want to see the actual image, you can click on it, and it gives you a low resolution preview of what it's captured, as you can see there. And obviously we won't be using this because I'm in the shot. So to actually get the shots, what we need to do is get ourselves out of the property. Or not out of the property, but just hide. So once we've set up the camera where we want it, it doesn't actually matter where you put it, but I generally start with it in the middle of a property and then work my way out to the side. So I'll go hide, so I'm just out of view. I'm going to go hide in the toilet and then take in another one, and we'll use this one. And it'll go from 1 and it'll say 2. And while that's transferring, I can then go back in and move the tripod, as we say, about 4 feet. So from here, I'm going to take it over to maybe the other side of the counter here, and then head back in and hide. And again, what we'll see on this, so if we take another scan, a new scan will come up here saying number 3, and more of the area will be filled out. There. And we just copy that for the rest of the property. One important thing that we try and also do is make sure that when we're getting close to door entrances, we'll do a scan just before and just after. So the smallest movements are between the doorways, because that's where it needs the most amount of help. So that's me up to scan number 25, and I've managed to get into this room. What I would advise from here is take an additional scan. Hopefully it should work, but it's one which is where you're going to be taking the photos from. So in other words, when this is all up on the computer and it's all been uploaded, you're going to capture some of the scan images and download them as individual photos. So what I would do is go back into the room, close the doors, and get the camera in the angle where if you were shooting it with an ultra wide camera, you would put your camera. So here I'm putting it here, and then I'll do another one from over here where we can see everything from the door all the way to here and up to the mezzanine bedroom as well. So definitely taking 2 additional scans with the doors closed, because that's what we'll use as the photos on the website. Another thing we would advise when doing the scans is try and make sure you get a scan very close to the window. Not because it makes the scan any better, but for the fact that many people who will be viewing the scan afterwards, the completed scan, will want to see the view that we're getting from the property. So definitely try and get it close to the window, and when you are completing the scan there are some additional items that we need to look at, which I'll show in just a second. So once we go there, let's see, we hide ourselves back in the kitchen, take another scan, and this one will show up right there. Currently at 44 scans. There. Now for this property, before I leave, I want to also get an additional shot of the communal stairwell out here. So we'll place the tripod there. Then I'll get my iPad Now the trick here is to click on options and go to 360-degree capture. So this won't be part of the scan. And I'm going to do this with the door open. So I'm going to stand behind the door and hold it open. Once you've completed your scans and you've done your additional shots with the wardrobes closed, like that last one I did there, turn off your camera. Again, the battery runs out very quickly on these, so it might be beneficial to buy a power bank so you can charge it up if you're doing more than one property in a day, or if you're doing a very, very large property, you may need to charge it up there. Then, on the iPad, as you'll see, the camera thing will go from theta to saying iPad now and just come out of it. So it'll be saved there, but don't upload it just now because it will use up a huge amount of information. So if we click it and we click upload, we do that. I do that when I'm in a Wi-Fi area because otherwise it will use up all your bandwidth. So be careful of that, and then that will take about 2 or 3 hours once it's been uploaded before you get the email saying that it's ready for you to view. Once you've uploaded via Wi-Fi, a couple of hours later you'll get an email saying go check out your space. And when you log into the Matterport account, you'll find it usually under newest spaces. If you don't see it there, click on the space folder up at the top here. So when I click on this, it takes me and it shows you all the different folders and the different uploads that we've had recently. If you can, best practice, add the scan to the appropriate folder for your location. So make up a folder for your location. Go into your file and click on edit. And once you're in the edit, you can then take the photos that you want from it. So if I want a shot of the living room, over on the right of the panel here, we've got an option of clicking photos. Try and get it to the angle that you want it in. You've got the ability to zoom in and out. And as we always say, try and keep it straight as possible. So click this button up here that helps the camera stay at a horizontal position here. And again, probably better just to be as zoomed out as possible. Click on the photo camera icon. It will be saving the photo. Click view. It will show you a preview of the scan, and then you can download that right now, there and then, and upload that onto the website for showing that onto the internet. So do that, go around the property, definitely go into all the corners to get the main shots, and again look for the shots where you've closed the actual rooms. So if I also just inspect the actual whole scan, check that it's all looking as it should, check the floor plan view as well, check that there's nothing gone wrong here. So in the other example was the bedroom, which I showed you earlier on. So as we come in, we zoom in here, doors were still open. I took one tiny step further forward and got this. And again, I'm just going to go as wide as possible, try and get a bit of the window, bit of the stairs, straighten it up, take a photo. It says saving photo at the bottom right. View that and download that one as well. And this is going to be the widest photos possible. You cannot get any wider than these. And again, I took another one over in the corner here. So this is going to be a good one. Possibly not that one because that's with the door open, but I did take one with the doors closed. There. Click back to photos. And here, zooming it wide out, as wide as possible, and then clicking the making image horizontal. Check, is that definitely the shot that I want? Zoom all the way out. I'm pretty happy with that. And take that image as well. So then take all those, upload to the website, and Bob's your uncle. Also, double check that you've placed the scans all in the right place. So if I come out of here, click exit, you'll also have the photos stored in a folder at the side here for you to download as well. You can also look at the statistics of how many views that you've had of the property. And you can change, if you need to change the address at all at any point, you can change that as well. Also, just want to check in this one that the 360 image is in the right place. It's outside, yep, takes you out into the hall, get a nice view of the hall, and then we click back in, check that it's all functioning before sending the photo. So when you want to send the scan through, click share. Make sure it says anyone with a link can view, copy link, and then you can just copy that link into anybody onto the websites or into any sort of email. And that is how to do your Matterport 360 scans. Hope that helps, and best of luck. See you later.